Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel VTU Bags Lectures. And in this video, because many students were commenting that they want module 1 important questions for the subject code, which is BAI602. The subject name is machine learning. So this is the playlist which I'm starting. So in this video, I'm just going to discuss about module 1 important questions. So let's get started, and I'm going to cover this video soon in a very minimal time because already the exam is tomorrow. I have to make videos for module 2, module 3, module 4 and module 5. So I'll just wind up the video when within like 10 minutes, okay, 5 to 10 minutes, okay. There is no time to explain each concepts for the specific question, but here I will share the important questions and the topics which you can focus on, and answers you will find in the notes which I'm going to tell you in the end of the video. Okay, so let's get started without wasting any time. So yeah, so actually I had some internet issue, due to that I'm recording it very late. Okay, so in my PG I had internet issues, Wi-Fi issues. It was unable to connect in my laptop. So now yeah, so I've solved the issue and I am just recording it, and I'll upload it soon as possible. Okay, because anyways, to exam is tomorrow, right? So yeah, so stay tuned to the end of the video, and I will tell you where you're going to find the notes for this subject. Okay, so yeah, let's get started. So this is for BAI 602. Okay, the subject name is machine learning itself. So so high frequency areas of syllabus. So here you have two parts or two chapters, you can say. One is introduction, where you have machine learning introduction theory part. Okay, so what is machine learning? Challenges, types of machine learning. Okay, so and application, real-time applications of machine learning. So that is introduction part, and the part B consists of the understanding data. Okay, so what data is and how data is related to machine learning. Okay, like how data is being used for the machine learning. Okay, without data you can't train the model. Okay, you can't build anything. Okay, so if you need output sorry, so you need to have data. Okay, so data is very crucial and important role. Okay, so in machine learning to train any models. Okay, so yeah, so part B is understanding the data. Next, here you are going to have question types. It is going to be the combination of definition plus explanation, and then diagram based questions they can ask, and numerical statistics. Okay, where you are going to have the formula for mean, median, variance, standard deviation and outlier. Okay, so these are the questions. Okay, pattern for the unit 1 or model 1. So let's start with question number 1. So this is asked for 10 marks, where you have to define the machine learning and explain its relationship to other fields with the diagram. Okay, so these are generated diagram. You can refer the diagram from the textbook or the notes which I'm going to provide. Okay, so I should not get the copyright issues. So that is the reason I have generated the diagram. And yeah, so if you remember this diagram, it's very easy for you to explain the answers. Okay, so these keywords are very important. Okay, which is relationship between ML and AI, statistic, relationship between data science, okay, ML and data mining, ML and CS algorithms, and ML and optimizations. Okay. So yeah, so and answer points here also have included. Okay, so like how the model learns. Okay, from the example, using the example you can just write down the answers for each individual interdisciplinary. Okay, So this is the first question. Next is types of machine learning. They can say explain different types of machine learning with suitable examples and diagrams. Okay, so you have four types. One is supervised, unsupervised, second is unsupervised, third is semi-supervised, and reinforcement learning. Okay, so understand what supervised learning means, what kind of data it is having, along with the examples you can write. Okay, so remember this keywords. Okay, yeah, this is very last moment preparation, so remember this keywords and explain in your own words. Okay, so you have to remember these keywords for this specific type of machine learning. Okay, so write down the definition, what type of data it consists. Okay, and then example, and if it has any graphical representation, okay, plotting graph, that you can show. Okay, for each of the machine learning types. Okay. Next is need and challenges of machine learning. So here, what is the need of machine learning, how it is being used, okay, that you have to write, and how what was the traditional rule based programming, how it failed for the complex datas, okay, and how machine learning is able to handle large scale data, okay, how it is changing the patterns and the hidden relationship. Those things you have to explain for these questions along with the challenges. Okay, so these are the challenges mentioned in the PPT. Okay, machine learning is needed when experience from data can produce better decision than fixed rules, but it depends strongly on data quality, model choice, and evaluation. Okay, so this is for 8 to 10 marks. So start with need for machine learning. Explain the traditional rule based programming, how it was, how it failed, and then how machine learning came to an picture. Okay, and how it helped to handle the large scale data, that you can explain in detail, and then followed by the challenges. Okay, and remember, whenever you are writing answer, do not write in paragraph, include in points. Okay, so remember, okay, for if this is asked, this keyword should be used. Okay, there is where they will be searching for. Okay, professors or teachers, they will be searching for these keywords whether you have used or not in the answers. Okay, so for this specific question, these keywords should be used, is what I'm trying to tell. Again, don't worry, you will find the notes for this subject. Okay, I'll let you know by the end of the video. Next, fourth question is explain the detailed machine learning process model with the need diagram. Problem statement, data, pre-process. Then fourth step is train, test, deploy, and monitor. Important points to include in this answer is iterative process, okay, iterative process. Okay, iterative process evaluation may force us to revisit data, features, or algorithms. Okay, next include training learn parameters, validation tunes choices, testing gives final unbiased performance. Okay, deployment is not the end. Real world drift needs monitoring and retraining. So this was the fourth question which was asked, which can be asked for 8 marks. Next is list out major applications of machine learning and explain any five. So here I have included 8. So any 5 that is asked, so you can explain any 5 which you know thoroughly briefly. Okay, explain each of the application endpoints. Okay, answer format should be in, because they have told list. So first you have to list it. Okay, right, healthcare, banking, education, e-commerce, transportation, agriculture, security, and industry, and then followed by individual application. Okay, how data is being used, how ML helps in healthcare, those kind of things you have to explain in the specific application along with the example. Okay, so this was the question, fifth question. Next is data and 6 V's of big data. So here we have 6 V's. First is volume, velocity, variety, veracity, value, and variability. So this you have to remember. So what volume means in big data, what velocity means, those kind of things you have to explain in this question. Okay. Next is seventh, data pre-processing. Explain data pre-processing with the example. So this is a flow for data pre-processing. First you have raw data, then data is being cleaned, and then integration, okay, which is going to merge sources if different kind of data is somewhere missing, and you want to add some new data which is actually clean data, and then you can merge those data where in the integration process, and then followed by the transformation, reduction, and then you have a ready data which can be used for the machine learning training models. Okay. So one example has been included, student performance data set. This example you can remember and you can write. Clear? Next is this is asked for 10 marks. Okay, data preprocessing. Next eighth question is data analysis framework with any diagram. So this is the diagram where you have data source, ingestions, storage, processing, analytics or ML, and then visualization, which was asked for 8 marks. Next, ninth question is descriptive statistic, where you have mean, median, mode, and variance. Okay, so here you have to remember the formula, and here you can see they have asked the theory. Okay, like explain descriptive statistics in univariate data analysis. So mean, median, mode, variance is being used. So for each of the statistic, you have to mention the formula and then explain how you are going to calculate the mean. Okay, you can take one example and you can just explain how mean is calculated, how mean median is calculated, how mode is calculated, and variance along with the mentioning formulas. Okay. Next is 10th one, univariate data analysis and visualization. So here you have histogram, box plot, bar chart. Okay, different techniques you have for the visualization. Here I have included only three. So here it is okay. In question paper, they can ask you directly with specified histogram or box plot. But here in this question, they have they have just generally said explain univariate data analysis. Okay, and visualization techniques. So it depends. Okay, if you read this question, then no matter which graphical or visualization technique they are going to ask, you can just answer it. You will be able to answer it. Okay, you will find the answers for this in the notes. You can just refer it. And next here, this is the example. Okay, where they are going to give you the data and tell you to calculate the mean, mode, median, and standard deviation and variance. Okay, so this is just the example. If you just look at the slide, you will be able to understand how it is calculated and what are the answers. Okay, formulas you'll find out in the notes. Next is uh, outlier detection. How do you detect outliers in univariate data? Explain common techniques. So these are the techniques: IQR method, Z score or Z score method, and visualization. Okay, mini box plot illustration is shown and outputs. Okay, so if you don't have time to read everything at all, at least try to remember these things and write it. Okay, so here in the slides I have included what is required, and at least that much if you remember is enough to write in the exam to pass this subject, right? Next is write short notes on any two ML application data types, visualization, descriptive, statistics, 5 to 6 months. Okay, so in the previous slide, we have already seen what are the ML application data types of data. Okay, so don't skip these topics. Okay, Next is univariate visualizations, where you are going to have different types of graphs, and then comes with descriptive statistics, where you have mean, median, mode, standard deviation, and variance. Okay, so start with definition and then write the answer in points and come up with the real-time examples and then conclude the answers. Okay, and if diagram is there, okay, if you have diagram questions, start with definition, then draw the diagram and then explain the flow of the diagram along with the example. Okay, so these are the highest priority questions which you can read for the exam. Okay, and just take the screenshot of it, and you will find this answer in the notes which I'm going to tell you. Okay, so this is the flow of writing for theory questions. Start with definition, diagram, explanation, example, and conclusion. This is the pro tip how students should write the answers. If you follow this pattern, it's very easy for teachers or professors to correct your papers easily. Okay, so that's it for this video. Okay, that's it for this video. And in the next, I will, if you want important questions for model 2, you can comment down below in this video, and I will try to cover the model 2 questions as well. Okay, and before winding up this video, I will let you know where you will be able to find the notes for this. Okay, so yeah, you can open. Okay, so here you will be able to find out the notes. Okay, let me check. So sign in. Choose the department, semester, and here you will find the machine learning. Here I have uploaded the notes. So click on this, and here you will find the notes. Okay. So yeah, that's it for this video. See you in the next video. Okay.